The other thing that we do on lambs and goats is we put the county ID number in the other ear. We tattoo that county number. The first letter on the tattoo will be a T for Texas, and then it'll be a 001 through T254 is what, so you need to know what your number is for your county. When you tattoo that animal, you'll notice you've got the ribs in the ear, and when you're tagging and tattooing, you don't want to go through those ribs. You want to go on those flat places in between the ribs, and so try to tag there and try to tattoo there if you can. There's a 4-digit number here, and what we're going to do is we're going to try to get that right between those ribs, press that and make a hole in there, and then we'll put the tattoo ink in those holes. The secret on tattooing is you got to mash and get some holes in there, but the secret is to get the tattoo ink worked down in that ear very well. Okay, I don't know whether what I've done, I've got the holes in there. The best thing to use is a toothbrush. If you can, it'll keep it off your ears. And we work it down in those holes real well. Let me wipe that off for you and maybe you can see. You can't see that real well, but we got the number tattooed right across there. That ink gets down in the holes and it will stay there so you can read that when it comes to the show. We do that just to make sure that those animals for a particular county were tattooed and identified for that county. On occasion, we'll have a lamb that was tattooed early during that month, validated in the kid's name, and they decided they want to sell that animal, and they can go ahead and sell that animal. But we have what we call a change of ownership form because that'll already have a tattoo in there, and so that change of ownership form that's signed by the agent and the exhibitor should go along when that animal is transferred. The other form that we do have is we require that those young people, when they go and validate that day, that they have to fill out all those forms and sign them, and sometimes the parents aren't with them to sign, and so we have a parental waiver form. The day of validation, if the parents aren't there, they have to go ahead and send in that form that shows that the parent knows that it was done and they have given their consent even though they weren't present to sign the card itself that day. Okay. The other thing that we might talk about on the lambs, we have a group in Texas called the Texas Lamb Breeders Association, and it's just lambs that were bred in the state of Texas, and we have one show in the state that requires that all the lambs that are exhibited in that show be bred in the state of Texas, and that's the show in San Angelo, Texas, the San Angelo Livestock Show. And so when those animals are bought in the summertime, the people they buy them from give those exhibitors a tag, and that tag has to be put in the ear, and that number has to be recorded on that form that I showed you a while ago. So there's actually on the lamb, there can be 2 numbers on there. The number that has to be on there is the state validation number. The second number that can be on there would be the Texas Lamb Breeders number, showing that whoever raised that particular lamb according to that number. And so when you go to San Angelo, every lamb that is exhibited there has to have a Texas Lamb Breeders tag in their ear.